I didn't go because I believe in ghosts. I went because my friend wouldn't stop talking about the town. He said it the way people say the mall, the diner, the spot. Like everyone is supposed to know. Like it's a rite of passage if you live within driving distance of the mountains. It's not even that far, he told me for the third time that week, leaning on my passenger window while I was trying to pump gas. Old mining town. Abandoned. Still has stuff left behind. Tools. Cans. Maybe signs. And it's supposed to be haunted. I made a face. Haunted by what? Miners with pickaxes. He grinned like I walked into it. Exactly. He was the kind of guy who could make you say yes to things without trying that hard. Not in a manipulative way. More like he already decided it was going to be fun, and you didn't want to be the person who wasn't fun. Also, if I'm being honest, I had a rough month. Too much screen time, too many nights falling asleep with my phone on my chest, the usual modern rot. A day in the mountains sounded like a reset. So on a Saturday morning, we met up with coffee and a cheap breakfast sandwich, and we drove. The last stretch was gravel road and patches of snow in the shade even though it was spring. The kind of road that makes your car sound like it's complaining. The kind of place where you pass one rusted NO services sign and you start doing mental math on how far you are from cell signal. He had the directions on his phone, but when it dropped to no bars he didn't even blink. He printed a screenshot like it was 2009. See? He said, tapping the paper. We're basically there. The abandoned town wasn't marked with a sign. There was just a break in the trees where the road widened into a flat, rocky area like a turnout that used to be a parking lot before the forest decided it wanted it back. From there, you could see it, low shapes half swallowed by brush, collapsed roofs, the dull angle of a corrugated metal building, a line of poles that used to carry power but now just stood there like dead matchsticks. It didn't look haunted. It looked forgotten. We parked and stepped out. The air was cold enough to bite your ears, but the sun had that bright, clean mountain glare. Everything smelled like pine and damp earth, and somewhere far off there was running water. He hopped around the car, already excited, like we just rolled up to an amusement park. You ready? He asked. I'm ready to be disappointed, I said, and he laughed. We started in what used to be the main strip, if you could call it that. A dirt road cutting between a handful of buildings. Most of them were just frames now. Weathered boards, broken windows, doors hanging from one hinge. There were old goods, technically. Empty tin cans. Rusted nails. A cracked wash basin. An iron stove with its door open like a jaw. He kept pointing things out like artifacts. Look at this branding iron. Old bottles. Dude, that's a ledger. He was right about the ledger. It was wedged in a drawer that had half fallen out of a desk inside one of the buildings. The pages were swollen from moisture. The ink had bled into soft lines. He didn't touch it. He just leaned in and took pictures, like he knew the unspoken rule. take only photos. That ass when he mentioned the hiker. He did it casually, like he'd been holding it back until the mood was right. You heard about that guy that went missing? He asked. I glanced at him. What guy? He tucked his phone away and lowered his voice, like the trees might listen. Last summer. Hiker went off trail near here. They did a search. Dogs and everything. Nothing. People online said he'd been posting photos, like I found a ghost town, stuff like that. I snorted. People go missing in the woods all the time. Yeah, he said, and his tone shifted a little. Less excited. But this one was close enough to this place that you want a LARP as a rescue mission, I finished. He smiled, but it didn't quite land. I just want to see if it's real. Like if there's anything here. Any sign someone has been camping or you want to be the guy who finds the spooky. Clue, I said. He held up his hands. Okay, yeah. Maybe. We kept moving. There was a general store with the front wall mostly gone. Inside, shelves were tipped over. A cash register sat on the floor, half buried in dust and mouse droppings. The glass display cases had been shattered long ago. As we walked through, I felt that quiet pressure you get in places that used to hold a lot of voices. Like the air remembers. Then I saw something that made me stop. A handprint. Not on a wall. On a pane of glass still clinging to a window frame. Dust covered, but the print was clean, as if someone had pressed their palm there recently. 5 fingers. Normal size. A smear at the base, like someone slid their hand downward. Hey, I said. That my friend leaned in. Sick. Someone has been here. Recently, I added. He shrugged like that didn't matter. People explore. That is the point. We moved on, and I told myself not to start doing that thing where my brain manufactures a threat because it wants the story to be better. But then I saw the first thing that didn't fit. It was just a flicker in my peripheral vision. To the left, between 2 buildings, deep in the shadow. It looked like fingers. Longer than they should be been. And dark at the tips, like they were stained. I turned my head fast and saw nothing. Just a slat of broken fence and brush and a hanging strip of cloth that might be been part of a curtain. You good? My friend asked. Thought I saw something, I said. A bear? He said, sounding excited again. No, I said, because the word bear didn't match what my body had done. My body hadn't gone predator. It had gone wrong. We kept walking, and I kept glancing at the gaps between buildings like I'd left something behind. We found the school after about 20 minutes, farther down the dirt road where the town thinned out. It was a low building with a collapsed roof on one side and a busted bell tower that leaned at an angle that made me want to step away from it. The front doors were gone. Inside, the hallway was open to the sky in places where the roof had caved. Sunlight fell in hard rectangles on the floor. We walked in anyway, because curiosity is a disease. There were old desks, some stacked, some broken. A chalkboard still clung to one wall, stained and blank. A row of hooks for coats. Someone had painted a faded alphabet above them. It felt like the kind of place that should be had kids' voices, and not having them made the silence heavy. We sat outside the school on the broken front steps to drink water and snack. He pulled out his phone and started taking pictures like it was a tourist stop. "Hold up," he said. "Get in one." "No," I said. "I'm not posing in front of a haunted school." "It's not haunted," he said, smiling. "It's history." I rolled my eyes and stood anyway, because he wasn't going to let it go. He stepped back and framed the shot. "Okay, look just past me. Like you're thinking about how sad it is." "Shut up," I said, but I did it. He snapped a couple photos. Then he did one of us together, leaning in with his arm around my shoulder, both of us grinning like idiots. "Perfect," he said, scrolling. Then his smile faded slightly. "What?" I asked. He turned the screen toward me. At first I didn't see it. Just us, the school behind us, the hallway dark. Then I saw the two white dots. They were in the background, deep in the hallway darkness, symmetrical like eyes. Not reflective like animal eyes that catch a flash. These looked like they were lit from inside. Clean white circles, too round. My throat tightened. "Probably a raccoon," my friend said quickly. "In a school hallway," I said. "They LL go anywhere," he said, but it sounded like he was trying to convince himself. He tapped the screen, zoomed in, and the image blurred. The dot stayed. "Maybe it's dust," he said.